Hey, and welcome to my YouTube channel. I'm going to talk really fast today just because I have a lot to cover. I'm not going to talk too fast where you won't get it. But the topic today is why, as believers, you must soar in excellence to see mega prosperity and growth in your business. You have to stand out from the world, stand out from the crowd. So, you already know I'm the owner of two businesses, one Bowler and Associates Group, where we educate, empower, exemplify, and we encourage you to do what it is you've been called to do on this earth. So I love business. Absolutely. Been an entrepreneur since 16 years old. My other business is Clean Image, where our business allows you to do yours. We clean cars, anything on wheels. We pressure wash houses. So listen, I want to talk to you as a believer to help you to see where you've been missing it at. If you're just getting started as a business owner and you're a believer, or you've never started a business and you want to do that, go back and look at my other videos. But I am starting, I believe it's going to be like a movement because there are so many Christians out there that dim their light. They don't want to say they're a Christian because some of us have a bad rap. They don't want to say a Christian because sometimes we come up under a lot of persecution. People don't want to say they're a Christian because they still want to put their foot in the world and also pretend to be a Christian. Some people don't want to say they're a Christian because they don't want to be held accountable to the standards. And some people are afraid to say they're a Christian because they think that their lives may be at risk. But I'm here to tell you all of that. I'm dismissing it because God protects you. God loves you. You are the salt, he said, of the world. You're the light of the world. We are the ones that are supposed to shine for his glory. So let me break that down really quick because I know sometimes people hear you say world versus Christian and they're like, oh, are they hostile against us? No, it's the exact opposite. As a believer, we're not hostile against the world at all. We absolutely love the world because God so loved the world that he gave his only son. It is the sin that we don't like. It's the sin that hurt people. It's the sin that causes people to kill, steal, and destroy. So today I'm coming to help you build, get to know who you are, whose you are, and build the things that God has called you to do in the earth that is going to attract the eyes and the watchers and the wanters in the world so that they too can get to know the God that we know. So if you're in business, your business should be booming as a believer. Okay? You should be at the top tier of whatever industry you are at. If you're not, and I've been there plenty of times, hear me out, there is a reason for that. So today I'm going to go over a couple of topics for you that's going to help you before you start a business or if you're already in business. It's okay. We can do a do-over. But these are some things that's going to help you propel in business, become at the top of your company or your industry, and also allow you to be set apart so that people who don't know Jesus will see your life. They are supposed to want to follow you because they see the good things that are happening. Following you to follow Christ. They're following you, yeah, on YouTube or social media, but ultimately your life and your business and everything you do is supposed to lead them to Jesus so that they will follow Christ. So that they want a business like the business they see that you have. They want the success that they see that you have. But more than all of that, they want to know the God that you know that produces all of that. So first and foremost, in business, I'm not going to do a bunch of flashcards today, but I got one flashcard for you. Yeah, my handwriting is not the best. It's going to be business etiquette, business ethics, and foundation. So those are the things that I want to talk to you about right now. So the first thing is business etiquette. All right, so let's go into that. Or really, business etiquette is how you present yourself in business, how you show up. One of the things I did is I made a mess of this business card on purpose. If you can see, my business card is folded on the corners. I did that on purpose. There's a smear of makeup, like lipstick on there, and there's actually a dash of a pen scratch on there. This isn't something you should ever give out if you in business. If you in business and this is at the bottom of your purse, women, it's folded up, men, in your wallet, just don't give it out. Just say you don't have a business card to give somebody some mess like this. Again, as a business owner, we're supposed to stand out as a business owner believer. We are supposed to walk in excellence. So one of the things that I do, a solution for you as you grow your business or start your business, and you happen to have business cards. I know a lot of people say that's outdated. Not always. It is in some purposes if you're all virtual. But if you're face to face, sometimes people want actual cards. And so I keep this handy dandy card holder. Don't judge me. This card holder is 10 years old. So there is a little bit of straggly on it, and I do cut it off. But I just love this card holder. I do have another one. But this is how I keep my cards organized and how I'm able to give out a card. Ta-da! With no edges bent and no makeup on it and all that kind of good stuff. And then also, it's an area for me to keep other people's business cards when they give me their cards. And so I put their cards in the front and I keep all of mine back here in the back. But it says a lot when you give a business card and it looks a hot mess. It's an automatic image that people get. Oh, they're not organized. My stuff going to be all over the place. They're going to do a shabby job, so forth and so on. So your business etiquette needs to be there. Another thing with business etiquette is your website. When they go to your website, www.bowlerandassociates.com, that's one of my websites, they don't want to get up there and see, under construction. That is so tacky. Don't tell them your website yet if it's under construction. Tell them I will get you there later. Instead, lead them to your Facebook business page or your Instagram business photos or whatever you have that will identify you as a business. But for the love of who we are serving, Jesus Christ, we never ever want to shame him by giving out a website that's under construction. Now, there has been an instance where I've www.Bowler and Associates checked mine and it said 404 error. And I called my hosting company, like, what's going on? And they're like, oh, yeah, we just did a migration or something, and we just need to pull the server over. And I'm like, well, pull it over right now. Because again, you don't want to shame God. If you're asking him for mega wealth in your business and prosperity and growth, then things got to be in order. He tells us that if you're a reader and if you know your word, it talks about how he fed all these people with the bread and the loaves of fish. And if you read it, it says he set them down in rows and fed them. He didn't just start tossing bread and throwing out fish. There was an order. There's always an order to the things of God. Do a Google, do a research, pray about it. He's obsessed with order. God loves order. And so your business needs to be in order. Your phone line. Nobody needs to be answering your phone, or your voicemail does not need to be saying, hi, this is Judy, House of Beauty, with a big old round face because I'm a cutie. Now, if you're a Judy, forgive me. No offense. But nobody needs to be saying that on your voicemail or answering your phone like that, and not popping gum or hearing kids hollering in the background of the dog. That is too much for anybody's life. It needs to be nice and professional. I started to play my voicemail message, but I didn't. Actually, I did both of my voicemail messages for my cleaning company and for my insurance company. Why? Because I do have a nice phone voice. 2, I do articulate my words pretty well. And then 3, I know what I wanted it to say. So I'm just going to do a real quick one for you here as a demonstration. Let's just say you own a cookie company, okay? A bakery. Your voice message, when we call, ring, 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 if a person answers, it should say, thank you for calling Cookie Company. This is Ebony. How may I help you today? Thank them for calling. Let them know what company they've called, and let them know who you are. That's business etiquette, okay? If it's a voicemail and you're closed for the day, or your business is going to be out for the day, maybe it's a holiday or whatever, you don't have to keep changing your message every time to say you're out for a holiday. I get it. But have a pre-recorded already voice message. I have that says something like, thank you for calling the cookie company. We are closed today in observance of a holiday. Our office hours are Monday through Friday, 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. We do close every day from noon to 1 for lunch. Please leave your name, number, and we will call you back when our services reopen. Thank you. Something like that. It don't need to just be that little voice thing saying you've reached the voice box that has not yet been set up. Nobody wants to hear that. Heck, You're not going to be able to see prosperity in that way if your business does not have the proper etiquette. Also, a customer database, CRM is what it's called, a customer database system. You need to have a database where you keep all of your clients' information, especially if you have an office that people come into. Nobody wants to come in and walk over stuff. Nobody wants to see papers all in disarray because, again, that's a warning sign and symbol that this company is not a good company that I want to do business with. They're going to lose my stuff. My stuff is going to get stolen identity, and so forth and so on. I'm telling you these things that might sound trivial, but it's true. I have ran into so many businesses who have come to me for advice in their business and they did not have it together. Some of them had it together, but there were some areas where they needed improvement. I'm not necessarily a business consultant yet. I am starting another business in the area, won't give out the secrets yet. However, I have been doing things, practicing excellence for years by the grace of God because I know that's what it takes. And to give you an example of that, I have customers that have been with me for years, even before I started my insurance agency. When I was just an independent agent, some of those customers follow me everywhere I went. If I changed insurance companies, they came with me. Why? Because I practiced excellence, because I told them the right information. The business etiquette was there. They could always get in touch with me, whether it was my cell phone or an office phone. If I gave out a business card, it wasn't looking like this, all folded up in the edges or bent. Some people's cards are bent like that. This is one I'm just using for example, or having the lipstick smears and stuff on it. So that's important. The next thing I want to talk about is your business foundation. We kind of hit that in the same way. But your business foundation is going to be having those things in place: business cards, websites, logo, a phone line, a way they can communicate with you. Again, that database, that system. That if, like for me, I collect social security numbers and stuff like that because I have to in my industry, I'm not asking for that same information again if they want a different product. Or if I do, I just need to verify it, but it's not because their stuff is lost or it's not because I'm not organized. So these are things that makes the difference for you to have that expectation for God to bless your business, for it to grow exponentially. Again, non-believers are watching how we do things. And what do I always tell my agents? What I used to tell my agents and training them, what I've told people in teaching financial classes, I've always said to them, and I do have a financial curriculum. I'm going to get that out later. I'm not going to talk about that right now. But even then, I always tell them how you do anything is how you do everything. If you're lazy at home, you're lazy in business. If you're a liar personally, you're going to be a liar professionally. That's just how it goes. That is what it is. So the next thing I want to talk about, besides business etiquette, is your work ethics. So this is very important. You cannot pray the walls of Jericho down for God to bless your company, and then you go to bed every night at 9 p.m. and you get up every morning at 10:30 a.m. and you start your day at the feet of social media, and then you drink your coffee, and then you watch your favorite television program, and by the time you get started working, it's 2 p.m. in the afternoon, and then now you're frustrated when your clients are calling saying you haven't met a deadline or they're asking you a question and you're like, oh, this is too much for my life. They ain't finna. No, you're a Christian. You're a believer. You don't get a permission to act like that. As a believer, as a Christian business, they should be able to open up your business and find it blessed and blameless. Now, I'm not going to say there aren't times that we struggle in certain areas because we're maybe on the come up, or there's some areas where financially we just don't have the resources yet, or whatever the case may be. But you should always have everything tight. Have your taxes together. Work on that. Hire a professional if you need to. Again, have your office organized. When I hired admins in the past, I can think of two admins in particular. They knew I was always on them. If they were eating at their desk, I'm like, hey, you need to clean that up, and please don't get that on any client's material. Now, I didn't say it that way. I said it in love, but I'm saying it to you a little stronger today because I feel this is an area that we lack so much, but we want God to bless our businesses and to bless us. But then we don't want anybody to tell us the truth. And the reason why some people even say they don't want to become a Christian because they look at our way and what we do, and that is horrible. We are supposed to be the light again. We're supposed to be the salt. They're supposed to see the goodness of God in our lives so mega great great, yes, even materialistically, that it blows them away and they're compelled to come to God. That is the truth. He wants us wealthy. He tells us that in Proverbs. He tells us that we will spend our days on pleasures, our years in prosperity. He tells us that in Deuteronomy, that he gave us the power to get wealth. He told us that in Second John, that he wished above all things that we would prosper and be in good health, even as our soul prosper. He wants us to be prosperous. And so there's nothing wrong with that. The problem is we don't want to do the work, but we want the reward. And oftentimes we think because we are Christians, it's going to happen by osmosis. We don't have to do anything. So you've got somebody like me, Ebony Bowler, who's here to be a blessing to you, to teach you the things, the foundations that you need to be successful. And the last thing I'm going to leave you with, and I hope this is appetizing to someone who comes across this that's not a believer, to know the favor of God that rests on your life when you do it his way in business. Many people have started insurance industry in the insurance industry, agencies, got licensed. I have not been nearly in the industry as long as I have. I got started in my 20s and I've been in it 20 plus years. So yeah, I'm kind of telling my age here. I've been so successful at doing insurance that now I don't have to buy leads. I never really bought leads, to be honest, from the beginning, but I don't buy leads. I get referrals, and I literally get referrals every single week. No lie. People are always calling me for some type of knowledge on insurance, whether it's life insurance, whether it's Medicare, whether it's health insurance, supplemental benefits. I do all that. No, I'm not here to sell you on any of that today. I really am making this video to be a blessing to some of you. I know this is long. You can rewind it, you can fast forward it, but I just want you to understand that God's favor is so great on you. I even get money sometimes from some of the Medicare companies that I work with where they give me money for advertisement, to advertise if I wanted to advertise. I even have the favor of God is so great on my life that even when people try to do something against me or against my business, it does not work. They don't succeed. And that's where I take you to this last point as a business owner. You're supposed to be way more loving and kind than the world and forgiving. I had an agent that left me with a $7,000 debt. Yes, a $7,000 debt that she did not pay. She was an agent part-time. She doesn't do it full-time. Has a full-time job. This is my bread and butter. I do full-time. I don't have another side hustle. I do have another business, but insurance is one of the main productive ways that I've been very successful and been able to literally pay bills and some months not even work because I got what you call a residual income. And if people want to know about that, they can type in info or whatever. I think we're going to need a part 2 to this. If you believe we're going to need a part 2 to this video, in the comment section, make sure you put part 2 because I don't want to take up too much more of your time. But what I want to say is, although she owed me $7,000, yeah, I could have sued her. There's a lot of things I could have done because the debt rolled to me. That does happen when you have an agency or when you hire agents that a lot of people don't know about. But God told me not to do that. We're supposed to be forgiven. No, we're not jellyback. No, people don't walk over on us. Trust me, God will deal with her and her stance on doing what she did, because that's a thing called integrity. And unfortunately, I would never work with her ever again. I forgive her. I'm not angry with her. I didn't sue her, even though I could have to recoup the money. I did what God says do, which is forgive, pay it as I'm paying it, and move on. And that's what we do sometimes. But as a body of believers, that's part of our job. I know it hurts sometimes, but you got to do it. If you're going to be a true example, if you're going to see God give you favor and bless your business and your life more than ever, not just money, even in my health. When I had COVID, I got COVID last year and I had the Delta variant, the second one that came out. I did lose 42 pounds, but it wasn't necessarily COVID. It's because my gallbladder started cutting up and I had had gallbladder issues before. But when I tell you the favor of God, that I know it's because of God that my life is still here and I'm as healthy as I am, because my what do you call that thing? Potassium went down to like 2.6 or 2.7, and at 2.4 you normally go into cardiac arrest. I literally couldn't do more than a spoonful of soup. Yes, it was a struggle. It was hard for me, but one, I needed to lose weight. And then two, it did bring me much closer to God. And it showed me how people really viewed me when you're really sick or in need. And people did show up in a mighty way. My sisters, several family members, I'm so grateful, and friends. But I say that to say to you, even in how you treat people, how you treat your business, and how you serve God is also a direct connection into the blessings that you see that flows out of your life. So I'm going to stop right here. But if you have good business etiquette, good business ethics, and your foundation is good in your business will be successful. It will grow exponentially. You will start moving to the top. I am moving in that direction. I'm on track. I am going to be a billionaire and in the $1 billion flow. I already know that. So just keep watching, keep following, keep looking out for that girl, Ebony Bowler and Associates Group, Clean Image US. Those are my companies, USA. I love you all. I pray this blessed you, but get it together. Stop giving out cards that look like this. Stop having phone messages that say, hey, this is the house of Judy, and I'm the wide faced cutie. No, on duty. No, don't do that. And also, write things down. We talked about that before. You want it, write it down, put it in the goals book, do the work, and I promise you, your life will amaze you. All right, until next time, again, put part two if you want part two in here on business etiquette, ethics, and foundations, why you as a believer must walk in excellence to see exponential growth and prosperity in your business. Love you. Bye.